Triple flicks. Wop me up, wop me up.
What's going on, everybody? Friday the 14th here for you for the Triple Flicks Mafia channel. And today we've got a group review that we're putting out for a movie we just watched the other night that we were blown away by, of how good and how creepy it was. And by the thumbnail, you already know that it's The Fear Footage. This is an independent release put out by, I'm not sure who the distributor it is. I mean, you go to thefearfootage.com and that's who you buy the release from. They've put out a physical copy of it that you can buy, or I believe it's on Amazon Prime that you can buy it from there as well. But if you really want to support this movie and support the independent horror scene, I definitely, and the guys do as well, definitely highly recommend you going to the website and checking it out. The trailer's on there. We may throw the trailer on at the end of this review as well. But this movie pretty much summed up scared the living shit out of us. And Jordan and Chad are not jumpers like I am, and it had them jumping. So like I said, this is going to be a group review. Just going to be clipping in my opinion, Jordan's and Chad's on this. So yeah, let's get right into the review of The Fear Footage. It's going to be, half of this video is going to be spoiler free talk about it, and then the second half we're going to give not too much away about it, but it'll be a little bit of spoiler talk, so I'll put a warning, disclaimer, all that stuff before we get into that. But first off, I want to talk about the physical release itself. Like I said, you can get on to thefearfootage.com and you can see about ordering it. It's $20 for the Blu-ray, and then I think it was like pretty much $4 for shipping. But like I said, we ordered it last Friday and it came in this past Monday. So, I mean, the turnaround on it is freaking tremendous. I mean, unbelievably quick shipping. But, like, you just get a regular Amaray case with it. There's the front and the back. Like you said, on the front it says, on April 19th, 2016, Deputy Leo Cole vanished. The next morning, his body camera was found. So, that's a basis on the movie. We'll probably put a trailer, like I said, at the end of this. So, anyways, but when you do get it in, it came in this pretty cool little evidence bag. Melissa, she works for a police department, so she was really thrown off. She thought it was a real evidence bag. I mean, it may be, because it has this evidence piece right here is a separate from the turkey sandwich bag. So they may have actually gotten some evidence bags somehow to release this. I don't know, but it's just a nice little touch with it. And then, like I said, you get a regular Amaray. You get this little card from The Fear Footage. Like I said, there's a website pretty much saying the same thing that says it on the front. You can pause it and read it. It comes with a letter written by, I've just briefly skimmed over this, but it sounds like he's a deputy with the sheriff's department as well, and just a letter that he wrote as one of the characters and everything. But yeah, if you can read that from there, I don't know if you can, who knows, but nice little touch there. Then also you get a missing persons sheet for the officer Leo Cole in this. So just a quick little description if you want to read that. But just a really, really nice little touch for them to throw this stuff in with the physical release. Like I said, if you're a horror fan, if you're an independent horror fan, independent movie horror fan, definitely give this movie a chance, because you won't be let down at all. And like I said, we're going to get into the spoiler-free I almost really said that, but the spoiler-free part of this review.
Yo, it's the Viz. I just want to give my quick thoughts on Fear Footage. I think the most exciting thing about this release is it just came out of nowhere. I can't remember the last time. I just saw one YouTube video of someone talking about it, and their title was like scariest found footage movie ever or something like that, which I like found footage. I love the Blair Witch series, and I don't know, if a found footage movie is done well, I'm all about it. And Fear Footage gets it right. It's really cool that it's an independent film. It's generally just creepy and scary. The jump scares, I think, are very effective. The acting was, kind of here and there, but for a horror movie, it was just as good as anything else for the most part. But I mean, some really terrifying scenes. I don't want to spoil any of it, but you know, just very effective scares and scary things that happen. Very scary setting. It has kind of like that very simplistic, dreadful music, kind of like Blair Witch does, and I loved it. I don't really, for a found footage movie, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. The acting and some of like the visual effects, like there's like some fake rain at one point that's super bad, and just some of the mixing, the audio mixing, some of the voiceover stuff, you know, it stood out every now and then. But outside of that, it was definitely scary. I was all about it. Super excited to start it, and I was super excited when we finished it. So definitely go check out the Fear footage, get you a copy of that. The movie is super legit.
What's going on, baby? Chatty Bobby. And you know, we're discussing our thoughts on a movie called The Fear Footage. Now, this movie just came out of nowheres. That's plural, nowheres, with an S at the end. And we don't really get excited for releases like this. Not like super excited, but we heard really good things from multiple people. I read some stuff. I didn't read like spoilers on it or anything, but we ordered it on a Friday, and then that Monday it was at our houses. So, which is crazy. The shipping was awesome. We're going to record this little clip under a shade tree. I'm not a shade tree mechanic, so don't ask me for any car work or anything. But got the movie in. It's really dope. I mean, I'm sure Tony and Jordan's going to show you like the way it looks. Comes like in a really cool like packaging and stuff, and like a little evidence bag. So it's a really cool like presentation. This movie terrified me. I can't remember a movie that made me verbally like you know, like multiple times. It's done really well. It's got a lot of similarities to VHS in the sense, but there's like different like stories. You know, a guy watches some video footage, and then the ending is just, oh my God, man. Like, I was jumping. Like, and it's an hour and 11 minutes, but it's one of those movies you kind of wish was longer. They jump right into it. But I thought it was done really well, man. The special effect, like the practical effects were cool. I mean, I know there was some CGI, but it didn't look like a low-budget movie to me. I couldn't recommend this movie more. I love it. Fearfootage.com. Get y'all a copy of it. It's definitely worth it. It's one that we'll revisit multiple times. It gets my stamp. I know the other guys are going to be talking about their thoughts on it as well, but overall, I give it a super thumbs up, man. You know, I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again, honestly. And it scared the shit out of me. So, woo!
All right, just to jump off what the other two guys said about it as well, this movie surprised the hell out of me with how good it was and how scary and terrifying it was. I mean, it's an independent movie. There were some little slip-ups here and there. Some of the music was off, like Jordan said, and then the biggest thing was the CGI rain in one of the stories. I mean, it was a little off-putting, but you know, I could get past that because it's an independent movie. It's a lower budget movie. These people made it just out of the love for horror, so I gotta respect that, and they knocked it out of the park with. Other than that, this movie was absolutely fantastic. To go into it, I knew nothing about this whatsoever. Last Friday, Jordan put in our group chat, put the trailer for this in, and from watching the trailer, I was like, holy shit, this looks amazing. It's found footage. It's totally found footage style in the Blair Witch, like Jordan said, which we're big fans of. But it bases off, like I said, Deputy Leo Cole. He gets called in through a call and dispatch to a house for a disturbance, and he shows up to the house, and nobody's there, no power, no nothing. He comes across this TV that just somehow kicks on, and a VHS, and he pops it in, and then shit just hits the fan after that. The practical effects are great. The jump scares, they knocked it out of the park with. I'm not the biggest jump scare fan in movies with modern horror and all that, but the way they used the jump scares and how effective they were, I mean, it just was absolutely terrifying. I mean, it had the hairs on my arms standing up. I was literally sitting there, just rubbing my hands together, just waiting on the next one. And every time they came, I was jumping like a little girl. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. Had so much fun with this. Without giving too much away, like I said, there's 3 different. It's like an anthology in a way as well. With the VHS tape, it has three different stories on it, and then the shit that happens to the main character, Leo Cole. But every one of them was just fantastically done to get you scared and anticipating to get scared. I haven't come across a movie like this in a long, long time that had me just on my edge of my seat, just ready for something to happen, and it fulfilled it by far. I mean, all 3 of the little stories on the VHS were totally different, and they were all just as terrifying. And then, like I said, whatever the events that happened to the officer are just as terrifying as well. So, yeah, I really, really dig this. If you're like I said, into independent horror, definitely support this group. Go buy this movie. It's $25, right at $25 after shipping. I can't preach this enough. Definitely give this a chance. If you don't want to buy the physical copy, definitely check it out on Amazon Prime. It's definitely worth a watch. Turn off the lights, turn up the sound, and just brace yourselves, because yeah, it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. So now your warning is here. We're going to get into a little bit of spoilers. We're not going to give away what happens, just set up events in a way. I don't want to spoil it for people that want to watch this, and because I want people to get that scared feeling. I mean, because it's an adrenaline rush. So you've been warned. We're getting into the spoilers. I'll put up a little flasher, all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about the good stuff now.
Alright, so just a little bit of spoiler talk. I just want to talk about some of the things I really liked. I like this is set up just like Blair Witch, like it's real. Or I talked about this movie not too long ago, the Poughkeepsie tapes. It kind of has that same vibe, but it's a videotape they found in this house, and then they found the footage from the police officer's camera. And so this police officer's gone missing, and it's all a mystery, but all they have is this video footage. So it's set up almost kind of like an anthology, where this cop shows up at this house to check in on it. Someone called and complained about it, and he gets in there and there's this videotape, and so he watches like these different little short stories of the stuff that's happened, I guess, in this house. And then you go through that, and then there's a wraparound with the cop and everything. But the first segment, I believe, had it was set in 2017, 2016. But it was all about clowns. When clowns were running around killing people, like it actually was a couple years ago, they had a whole scene kind of dedicated to that. And the clown was terrifying. It's just, this, I think it's a kid, videotaping, looking in his house at night. It's definitely scary. I think the power's out. And this clown's creeping around outside. So that whole sequence was really good. And then there's other scares throughout the movie. I'm just not going to spoil all of them, but the clown was really effective, and everybody else after that and the different stuff was very effective. One kind of shoo-shoo thing is as the cop was watching these videotapes, there was all these obvious things where he should have just been he should have left. He was doing a job, and he was just he kept going back to the videotapes, I know, just to keep the movie going. But it was a little far-fetched, something really crazy would happen, but instead of being a cop and handling that situation, he walked back to the TV and kept playing it, which just no cop would ever do. So that was a little extreme, not really believable, didn't really make any sense. But that's just nitpicking, at little things. The movie was done well, and I recommend it no matter what. Any big horror fan needs to own this movie. Or if you really want to scare somebody with a movie, I think this would be a good one. So that's all I got.
Jordan got into the first story a little bit of the spoiler talk. I mean, when he pops in the VHS, when the first story is just a little kid, like Jordan said, it has a video camera, and the clown craze, you know how we had a couple years ago, that shit's going off, and just the power goes, there's a big storm, the power goes out in the house, and he's just using the video camera as light and to see and everything, and just, the clown is just absolutely terrifying in the things that he does to scare this kid, and it's very, very effective. And then the second story is some storm chasers going after to chase a storm. I don't know if it's the same storm that from the events in the first story. I don't know. I need to watch it again to see if these stories kind of tie into each other. But it's three guys that are going out chasing the storms. They're going down the road, and then just it's kind of like shit happens, and then all of a sudden it's almost like a cult shows up in a way, and just they end up in this house with graffiti everywhere, and it's giving me chills just thinking about it right now, the events that happened with it, because I don't want to get into too much spoilers, because like I said, I want y'all to be scared as well. Alright, and the third story on the VHS is a man that lives in an apartment complex. He's hearing voices out his window at like weird times of the night. His girlfriend, wife, whatever, leaves him because she thinks he's hearing things because he's on drugs, because he likes to overemphasize that he's not on drugs. I think he says it about 500 times during that segment, but it's alright, it's okay. But he starts recording right outside his window, and that's the only bugaboo that I had with this movie. I wish I had subtitles, but you know, what can you do? Because I wish I didn't get to turn it up real loud because Melissa and P were asleep while we were watching this, but I couldn't really make out what the voices or what they were saying or anything like that. I'll have to go back and watch it a little bit louder and pick up on that kind of stuff. But events start happening. He hears children outside the window, so he leaves the apartment and goes out into the woods, and shit hits the fucking fan, and it's fantastic. I mean, it had chills rolling up my spine, the hair standing up, all that good stuff, and it really, really well done. But like I said, I wish it would have had subtitles, but you know, what can you do? But after that ends, the events start happening at the house, which Jordan said in his part as well. I don't know why he had the time to sit there and watch all these and not either get out of the house or inspect more of what's going around, because this, and like he said as well, you need movie fillers, so I can see that part as well. But whenever he gets done watching it, things just start happening at the house, and just creepy events, and he can't get out. And the ending of the movie was so well done. We had to rewind it back because Chad didn't pick up on it the first time when the movie ends. But I mean, it leaves you going, holy shit! It's giving me chills right now just thinking about the ending of it. But I cannot recommend this movie enough. Definitely go check out the website. Just freaking great. So yeah, the Fear Footage, highly recommended by the Triple Flicks Mafia. And that's our review for the Fear Footage. We hope you enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've seen this movie or you're going to go check it out now, that since we've done this review on it. We'd really like to know. But like I said, if you're a horror fan, if you're an independent horror movie fan, definitely give this movie a chance, because it deserves it. It's really, really well done. So yeah, like always, sub if you're new. Let's see, this is the last video for this week. Chad will be coming out with his top 5 PG-13 movies next Monday, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, comment down below, let us know what you think. Hit that dinger out of the park, baby, like Kent Murphy. Sub if you're new, thumbs up, all that good shit. Till next time, we out.
This is the police! Yay! Come out now!
I've been hearing strange noises coming from this wooded area out back of my apartment building. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
I will shoot you!
Creepy clown sighting.
No nightmares.
Dark Bluff Police Department, come out now!